255. The product of this method is a collection of metallic alloy, slag, and gas. At high temperatures, the polymers used to hold the battery cells together burn off and the metal alloy can be separated through a hydrometallurgical process into its separate components. The slag can be further refined or used in the cement industry. The process is relatively risk-free and the exothermic reaction from polymer combustion reduces the required input energy. However, in the process, the plastics, electrolytes, and lithium salts will be lost. 256. Hydrometallurgical metals reclamation. This method involves the use of aqueous solutions to remove the desired metals from the cathode. The most common reagent is sulfuric acid. 257. Factors that affect the leaching rate include the concentration of the acid, time, temperature solid to liquid ratio, and reducing agent. 258. It is experimentally proven that H2O2 acts as a reducing agent to speed up the rate of leaching through the reaction 2Liq2S plus 3H2SO4 plus H2O2 2CoSO4 AC plus Li2SO4 plus 4H2O and O2. Once leached, the metals can be extracted through precipitation reactions controlled by changing the pH level of the solution. Cobalt, the most expensive metal, can then be recovered in the form of sulfate, oxalate, hydroxide, or carbonate. 75. More recently, recycling methods experiment with the direct reproduction of the cathode from the leached metals. In these procedures, concentrations of the various leached metals are pre-measured to match the target cathode and then the cathodes are directly synthesized. 259. The main issues with this method, however, is that a large volume of solvent is required and the high cost of neutralization. Although it's easy to shred up the battery, mixing the cathode and anode at the beginning complicates the process, so they will also need to be separated. Unfortunately, the current design of batteries makes the process extremely complex and it is difficult to separate the metals in a closed-loop battery system. Shredding and dissolving may occur at different locations. 260. Direct recycling. Direct recycling is the removal of the cathode or anode from the electrode, reconditioned, and then reused in a new battery. Mixed metal oxides can be added to the new electrode with very little change to the crystal morphology. The process generally involves the addition of new lithium to replenish the loss of lithium in the cathode due to degradation from cycling. Cathode strips are obtained from the dismantled batteries, then soaked in NMP, and undergo sonication to remove excess deposits. It is treated hydrothermally with a solution containing LiOH/Li2SO4 before annealing. 261. This method is extremely cost-effective for non-cobalt-based batteries as the raw materials do not make up the bulk of the cost. Direct recycling avoids the time-consuming and expensive purification steps, which is great for low-cost cathodes such as Li-Mn2O4 and LiFePO4. For these cheaper cathodes, most of the cost, embedded energy, and carbon footprint is associated with the manufacturing rather than the raw material. 262. It is experimentally shown that direct recycling can reproduce similar properties to pristine graphite. The drawback of the method lies in the condition of the retired battery. In the case where the battery is relatively healthy, direct recycling can cheaply restore its properties. However, for batteries where the state of charge is low, direct recycling may not be worth the investment. The process must also be tailored to the specific cathode composition, and therefore the process must be configured to one type of battery at a time. 263. Lastly, in a time with rapidly developing battery technology, the design of a battery today may no longer be desirable a decade from now, rendering direct recycling ineffective. Human rights impact. Extraction of raw materials for lithium-ion batteries may present dangers to local people, especially land-based indigenous populations. 264. Cobalt sourced from the Democratic Republic of the Congo is often mined by workers using hand tools with few safety precautions, resulting in frequent injuries and deaths. 265. Pollution from these mines has exposed people to toxic chemicals that health officials believe to cause birth defects and breathing difficulties. 266. Human rights activists have alleged, and investigative journalism reported confirmation. 267. 268. That child labor is used in these mines. 269. A study of relationships between lithium extraction companies and indigenous peoples in Argentina indicated that the state may not have protected indigenous peoples' right to free, prior and informed consent, and that extraction companies generally controlled community access to information and set the terms for discussion of the projects and benefits sharing. 270. Development of the Vaca Pass lithium mine in Nevada, USA has met with protests and lawsuits from several indigenous tribes who have said they were not provided free, prior and informed consent and that the project threatens cultural and sacred sites. 271. Links between resource extraction and missing and murdered indigenous women have also prompted local communities to express concerns that the project will create risks to indigenous women. 272. Protesters have been occupying the site of the proposed mine since January 2021. 273. 274. Research. Researchers are actively working to improve the power density, safety, cycle durability, battery life, recharge time, cost flexibility, and other characteristics, as well as research methods and uses of these batteries. See also Icon. Energy portal boretoxylate. Comparison of commercial battery types. European Battery Alliance. Nanoion battery. Solid-state battery. Thin-film lithium-ion battery. Blade battery. Flow battery. VRLA battery. Altium. References. Rechargeable Li-ion OEM battery products. Panasonic.
Good. That's a lot of information. And it's written by by experts. So that's what I did try to explain. Many of this of Wikipedia it's a little bit difficult to understand because it's written by experts and researchers from university, but they are very, very high quality. But if you read about some computer processors or something, chemicals or something complicated, it's very hard to understand because the writing are very high level. But I was watching, I like to start my old drone hobby again. I had a lot of batteries. That's FPV drones. I got batteries inside here, but they have a low discharge. There's some special batteries, and I need to buy some new batteries. Actually, one of the batteries is swollen. No, that's XT60, I think it is. This is 3 cells, 1 to 3 cells battery, 3000 milliamperes. Actually, I've got a battery that's swollen. We have to put it to the garbage. This battery is not good. it start to puff. It's puffy. It start to puff up. I think we have to, because can catch fire. That's a 3 cell 5200. You can see batteries like puffy. It start to swallow up. So this one we have to get awake. So, but I will stop the video and find more. I have to go put some garbage. I need the restroom.